Check out this Reddit post that I found. It literally said, must be under 25-year-old to apply. Yep, under 25. Should this even be legal? Everybody knows that ageism in hiring is real. So whether or not this specific post is legit, it reflects the frustration that many older career changers feel every single day. But here's the reality. Breaking into tech at 30, 40, or even beyond, some recruiters, have some preconceived notions like, oh, this candidate might be asking for too much, as in they might be expensive, they might want a really big offer, or they might be set in their ways to where they can't change or adapt or learn new skills. And more often than not, many of those stereotypes are not true, but that's just how some people look at it. Even if you look at boot camps, right? They're often marketing to 22-year-olds with no kid, no mortgages, no responsibilities, because they think that that's a really strong target market. But I think that could be flawed thinking. And posts like the one I just shared just further amplify that pressure, right? If you're not in tech by 25, forget it. But here's the truth, right? Tech isn't only for just people who are 20 somethings, right? The industry desperately needs people with real world experience, people who can think beyond the next TikTok trend. A lot of people who are switching into tech, from other industries already build up a wealth of experience, specific industry knowledge. One of my best performing posts on Threads is a post where I ask people to tell me their current jobs, and I'll provide, what jobs they can do in tech. And this is something that you can even put in ChatGPT and test yourself. The beauty about bringing experience from different industries is that a lot of times you have the specific context that cannot be taught on the job, right? That's not, a Kanban board or a GitHub request or things like that are tech specific, but that add a lot of color to you as a candidate. And so many companies know this, right? That's why some of them have built programs for career changes just to make that transition a lot smoother. If you're looking specifically for those kind of programs and resources, here are a few. Accenture has an apprenticeship program that's a paid 12-month program in things like data, IT, and cloud. You also have Amazon technical apprenticeships, and those are usually geared towards people from the military who are switching over. So specifically designed for experienced career switchers. And you also have Google apprenticeships. There's also something like Microsoft Leap that also offers the same programs. There are also training programs and boot camps like Career Foundry, right, which is mentor-led UX, UI design, data, web development, those different programs, not specifically targeted, but that put, more experienced professionals into consideration in their program design. You also have General Assembly and Tech Elevator. So as I always recommend, do your own research, find programs that are friendly to people who are already experienced in their careers and level up that way. If you need any more proof that this is possible, I've spoken to multiple people across, straight interviews, people that I know in my career, but also on my podcast, Working in Tech, that I host once a week. Two people who actually broke into tech in their 30s, in their 40s, right? Lawrence transitioned into tech when he was already in his 40s, and I didn't even start coding until she was 38. And now she's a senior engineer at her job. So these are real stories, people with real careers, and they're not just outliers. So if you need any more proof, that is your proof. And if you want to check out those episodes, I'm going to link them in the description. So if you take nothing away from this, take this, right? If you're over 25 and you want to break into tech, ignore the noise. Your age isn't a liability. It can actually be a leverage. Companies don't only need 22-year-olds who can code, but also experienced folks who can talk to customers, manage a team, and are really great at handling conflict. So in essence, they need you. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to hit the subscribe button Also, I have a free newsletter. I'm going to leave a link below that helps you and gives you the insight to break into a high paying career in tech. I share tips, interviews, all of the things that you need to start a successful tech career once a week, every Thursday. If that sounds great, check out the links in the description for where to find my newsletter.